All right, today we are diving deep into the ever-changing, sometimes confusing, but always fascinating world of Gen Z slang. If you've ever felt like you need a translator just to keep up with the internet these days, well, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it. Does this sound familiar to you? You're chatting with someone, maybe they're a little younger, and they drop a word you have never heard before. So you just kind of smile and nod, pretending you're totally in on the joke. It's that feeling of being an outsider in a language that seems to be evolving literally overnight. So you might hear something just like this. Bro, that's sus. It's super quick, it's casual, and if you have no idea what sus means, you've completely missed the entire point. This is the perfect example of the kind of linguistic code that we're about to crack open. So why does any of this actually matter? Well, because of things like social media, language is moving faster than it ever has before. And look, understanding this stuff isn't about trying to be cool, it's about connection. It's about being able to communicate with friends, family, or even just understand what's happening online. Okay, so to get you up to speed, we've put together a top 5 list of the most essential terms you gotta know right now. Think of this as your cheat sheet, your starter pack for the Gen Z lexicon. Let's jump into the first one. First up is a big one, slay. This is a super positive, really powerful word you'll hear all over the place. And it's simple. It just means you did something exceptionally well. You absolutely crushed it. It's pretty much the ultimate compliment. So, for example, a coworker might say to you, "You slayed that presentation." That doesn't just mean it was good. It means it was amazing, flawless, a total home run. It's high praise for sure. Okay, next on our list is riz. Now, this is basically shorthand for charisma, but it's almost always used when talking about charm or, flirting skills. The word got super popular thanks to streamer Kai Cenat, and it describes that ability some people have to just effortlessly win someone over. So, if you hear someone say, he has great riz, it's just a quick way of saying he's got this incredible charm and a real knack for impressing people. Now, let's talk about a really common and sometimes kind of harsh term, mid. It's exactly what it sounds like. It means something is just average, mediocre, not very impressive. It's the ultimate verbal shrug, the perfect word for meh. You'll hear this one all the time, especially when people are talking about movies or music. That movie was mid. It's not saying it was awful, but it definitely wasn't great either. It was just fine. Which, let's be honest, can almost feel like an insult these days. Okay, let's circle back to that word from the beginning, sus. It's a direct shortening of the word suspicious, and it's used for pretty much anything, or anyone, that seems a little bit off, a little shady, or questionable. It really blew up with the popularity of online games like Among Us. And the power of sus is just how fast it gets the point across. If your friend gives you a lame excuse and you say, "That sounds pretty sus," you're calling them out in one single syllable. It's efficient. And our final term to know is no cap. You'll usually hear this at the end of a sentence. It's there to add emphasis, to basically swear that whatever you just said is 100% true. It means no lie, for real, I'm being totally serious right now. So if someone tells you, this is the best class, no cap, they're really driving the point home that they genuinely mean it. Okay, so now we have the definitions down. But that brings us to the real million-dollar question. When should you actually use these words? So you've got the vocabulary. Awesome. But just as important as knowing what these words mean is knowing when not to use them. Because trust me, context is absolutely everything. This is the big one, isn't it? Because trying to use slang in the wrong place can be way more awkward than not using it at all. So let's just lay out some very clear, simple ground rules. The most important rule of thumb is this. These words are for casual settings. They belong in texts with friends and relaxed conversations. But you're definitely going to want to keep them out of your job interviews, formal work emails, and big professional presentations. Just, a pro tip. Saying your quarterly report slayed no cap to the board is probably not the move. All right, let's zoom out for a second and just look at the bigger picture here. Because this isn't really about memorizing a few trendy words. It's about something much bigger. It's about how language itself actually works. It's so important to remember that language is never finished. It's a living, breathing thing. It's constantly being shaped by our culture, by our technology, and by our basic human need to connect with each other. All the slang we just talked about, it's really just a single snapshot of that incredible, constant change. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. If today's keywords are slay and riz, what are we all going to be saying next year? What's the word being created in a group chat right now that's going to be everywhere in a few months? That's the totally unpredictable and kind of amazing thing about language.